G'day, Mark Holloway, markhollowaytv.com. I've got a question for you this week. If 60 to 80% of your customers, the people that buy things or services from you, are people who have already bought from you, people who already are customers of yours, what the hell are you doing spending money on ads in newspapers and radio stations and magazines and even TV that force you to be talking to the whole world when you know who these people are, these people that have already bought from you, your existing customers? And if you don't know who they are, then shame on you. And there are ways to find out who they are. Now, you're wasting your time if you're talking to the whole world. You're wasting your money too, of course. You could be talking to your existing customers. Now, how do you talk to them? Well, imagine you sent them an email. Well, of course, when I say this, people go, yes, but what about spam? It's called spam because you send them emails uninvited without asking their permission. What say you rang and asked their permission? Now, some people watching this, you've got thousands of customers, retail stores, and some of you have got hundreds of customers, mechanics, engineers, and some of you have got even less than that. It doesn't matter. Whatever the number of customers you have is, that's the number you need to deal with. That's the number that your business is sustained on. So you can be emailing 30 people a week if that's a big customer base for you, or you can be emailing 3,000 people a week, provided you've got their permission. Now, how do you get their permission? Well, you ring them up. And if you don't know who they are, you might have an address, so you look up the phone number. Is that going to be work? My oath, it's going to be work. Anything worth doing in your business, anything worth doing to increase your sales is going to take you time. Now, what on earth will you tell them in your email? Well, look, really, it depends on what you do for a quid. But the one thing I don't want you to tell them is what you want to sell them, whether it be a service or whether it be a product. Because the customer is not interested in you or your service or product. They are interested in themselves and their problems. So here's an example. Tell them the sort of things that you would tell them when they come into your business. Now think about this. When they come into your business, you don't start doing a sales talk. That's if you want them to buy something or some service. You don't start doing a sales talk. You help them. So dentists, when somebody comes to you, the people that are likely to spend the most money once they get into your dental practice are the people you help the most. The people concerned about their teeth and their gum problems, who you sit down and explain to them how to clean their teeth better, and when you're doing that, you notice that their teeth are a little bit off colour and you ask them whether they'd like them to be whiter, and you sell them a teeth whitening service or product. Okay, or maybe a little bit of both. But you are helping them. And then they ask for the service. Well, what about in your email? What about in your email if you started saying, worried about the colour of your teeth? Okay, and then explain in your email, as you probably do when they sit in your dentist chair, the reasons that people's teeth go off colour as they get older and how you can solve that problem. Mechanics. When people come into you, you don't start doing a big sales spiel. You have a look under the bonnet of their car and you notice what they consider to be a problem, and you ask them how they'd like you to fix it. But then you also give them some advice about how to take care of their car. If they did certain things to take care of their car, they'd need your services less. And lo and behold, they start spending more. So what about if you sent out your customers an email with tips on how to look after their car so they needed you less? Now, if you're thinking, well, why on earth would I want to do that, Holloway, you fool? I'm afraid it's not foolish advice. It's damn good advice. The reason you would want to do that is simple. The people that help them the most are the people they then want to buy from. And you've found that yourself. You can't help yourself when you say to a customer who comes in, whose car's looking a little bit dirty, and rusting, you're going, look, you need to clean it a bit up under those wheel arches, because otherwise the thing's going to rust away, And you know what? They value that sort of service. Well, you might be able to sell them a bit of car cleaning. Who knows? Okay. Accountants. No, we've already talked about you. What about tyre companies? What do you say to people when they come in to see you, tyre companies? Well, you can't help yourself, but you start helping them, don't you? You start asking them, well, what sort of driving do they do? Are they driving long distance, or is it just around town? Are their kids driving their car, and their wife too, or their husband too, or is it just one person? Because depending on the sort of use the car gets, obviously you're going to advise them that they, should do certain things in the way they drive. If they drive this way, or they get a wheel alignment, or they go and see their mechanic, might be spending money with someone entirely different from you. If they do those things, their tyres will last longer. Well, what about sending out an email with a 7-point list on how to make your tyres last 10% longer? Will that prevent them coming back to you because their tyres lasted longer? No, it won't. They'll want to come back to you, and they'll probably want to spend more. They'll be excited about the fact that their tyres are lasting longer, so they'll be open to the fact that you might actually want now, although you might have a better quality tyre that will add even more life and more money value to their purchase, economic value. So there you have it. You may not need to be advertising and talking. In fact, you probably don't need to be talking to the whole bloody world. Just start talking to the people that already buy from you, and you will find that it is a lot cheaper. And what do you say to them? You help them, because let's face it, that's what you do when they come into your business, isn't it? And the people that you help are the people that buy more. That's Mark Holloway signing out.